Hello, here's a video of my Canadian silver coin collection. Big pile here is 50-cent pieces. That smaller pile is from Newfoundland. Those are also 50-cent pieces. And there's some silver dollars up there. And some miscellaneous coins. Some that I found metal detecting. Some are just oddities, or to my collection anyway. But take a look at the 50 centers. You can see in 1967, the centennial year, they used the animal motifs on them. All these are in really good condition. As you can see, they're nice and shiny. I don't know if they've been cleaned or not because some of them I've bought. So as you can see, 1967, Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. 1937, King George VI portrait. And let's see if I can find 1917. It's a King George V portrait. Anyways, let's take a look at them, starting what we've all got here. They're all silver. This one here is a rendition of the old style 50-cent coin. It's kind of a 90th year anniversary of the 50-cent coin, Canadian 50 cent. It's dull gray looking, but it is silver. It's hard to focus in. There you go. Oh yeah. Continuing on. A lot of them are duller and have some tarnish on them, which means they haven't been cleaned, and that's kind of more desirable in the coin world. As you can see, look at how nice and bold that picture is. 1939. Now that one looks like it hasn't been cleaned. And I'll find you one that's too shiny, like this one here. It's very shiny, you can't make out the details as good as opposed to that one. So that's why you hear a lot of, if you find coins tarnished, darkened, leave them. Here's one that's been toned. That is the silver. But it's newer. There's another one that hasn't been cleaned, and it's got that nice detail. This one here, I found metal detecting, which is quite rare to find in Saskatchewan, since our population was so small, that there wasn't much demand for the 50-cent piece, so there wasn't a lot of them floating around. And to find one that fell out of somebody's pocket and nobody noticed it on the ground It's pretty uncommon. But yeah, places like Ontario, whatever, even Alberta, there's more 50-cent pieces floating around. But Saskatchewan, not as many. But yeah, it's King George VI. Stock market crash here. Here's a real shiny one. You see how the details are kind of hard to make out on there? As opposed to that one. So that's a little bit of a peek into the Canadian 50-cent coins that I have. I'll take a look at these Newfoundland ones. Newfoundland, before it was a province, was its own territory, and they had their own currency up till 1949. So let's take a look at some of these. Check that out. Queen Victoria on the back. Pretty old, 130 years old, some of them. It's 140 years old. That one's upside down. Yeah, it's a 140-year-old coin. 140-year-old plus. That's a nice one. My favorite year. Queen Victoria. So that's a look at some of the Newfoundland ones I have. And that little bit of a pile there is silver dollars. No American silver dollars. This is all Canadian stuff. Okay, let's take a look, see what we got here. No. 1951 silver dollar. On the back, before Queen Elizabeth's inauguration, it's King George VI. Next up, 1939. Shows our Parliament building. King George VI again. In 1953, year after inauguration, so the Queen's first portrait. It's hard for it to focus in. In 1961. Older Queen portrait, 1965. '64. Go two at a time here. 66. 62. 1960, and another 1962. (1936), 1963. So on the back, you're going to have King George V on this one. Look at how nice that portrait is. Still in great detail. (1959), 1958. That one's kind of neat with the totem pole. And the 1967. A lot of these are uncleaned, and you don't want to clean them if you're a coin person. As you can see, it's a grading company called CoinMart. They're not the most reputable company, but it's been graded by them to be at MS63, which is very, very good condition. As you can see, it's been uncleaned. But that's the ones we were talking about before, with the animal motif in 1967. This is the Canada Goose dollar. Okay, so I got one final dollar that's wrapped up here a little bit. It's just because it's so shiny, I didn't want to keep it out in the elements. But it's got a ship on it, and I'm going to have to pull it out of its holder here so you can have a look at it. This one's in very nice condition. The 1949. Isn't that something? Excellent condition. So that takes care of the silver dollars. Here's some of the stuff I found metal detecting. Funny how some of it gets in Canada. British. Chinese. Here's a 20-cent piece from Newfoundland. 20 cents. Not the size of a quarter, in between a quarter and a nickel. Quite rare to find those. Canada quarter from 1930. These are detected coins, so some of them are not the best shape, but they were in the ground, so what can you expect? It's a commemorative bronze coin. Commemorating the coronation, 1952. What else we got here? There's another Canadian quarter from 1931. Which would have been a lot of money back then. If you had to drop this, it would buy you groceries for a week, I'm sure. Eggs and bread, milk, and all that other stuff you'd be able to buy for 25 cents. This one is a token from 1933 grain exhibition. I think that this was, yeah, it was in Regina. See, somebody put a hole in it so they could wear it around their neck, but lost it anyway. Oh, here's an older penny. Yeah, it's pretty bad shape. It's a red cent. I dug it up, but it is underneath some bleachers at an old baseball field for, well, probably since it landed, because it doesn't know where. So it might not have been rattling around in somebody's pocket for long, but it was in the ground for a long time. Over 100 years, 110 years for sure. More than that, because I only found it last year. Here's a non-silver Canadian dollar, 1985. What else we got here? This is another souvenir coin from 1927. It's hard to make that design out there. It's just from the lighting. But it's got the King and Queen Elizabeth, or Queen Victoria on. King George V. So it'd be a 60th anniversary kind of souvenir. Here's another Chinese coin. Don't know how old they are. Another spare 50 cents. It's in a capsule. I don't know how it ended up in there, but that's an extra. Here's a gold-plated coin, a commemorative. £1. Got this off of a guy who was selling them. This is the first one. Then I got a whole kit off 2 boxes of commemoratives, gold-plated. That one's kind of nice. So, and here's some raw silver, $20 worth of fine silver. So that's how those look. What else have I got here? Oh, I got a box full of old stuff. Another one of those British 1 pennies. A couple Saskatchewan Silver Diamond Jubilee, I guess it would be. The 60th anniversary of it becoming a province. Yeah, and that pretty much wraps it up for what I have out anyway. Yeah, so that's my collection anyway. Thanks for watching.